are a certain number of questions that will need to be answered, right? The first one is, what is the idea? Where is the money going to come from? What is going to be a revenue model? Who and where is the target audience? Characterizing the marketplace, knowing yourself, conducting a SWOT analysis, developing an e-commerce presence map, and developing a timeline, right? And ultimately we need to decide how much will it cost us. Okay, so these are the important questions which need to be answered whenever we are trying to imagine or whenever we are trying to plan our e-commerce presence, right? So starting from the first one, what is the idea? We may have discussed it before as well, that ideas are very important. It all starts with a certain idea. In the first step, first we need to clear the idea and then establish a vision for ourselves, right? Facebook, it is a very big business nowadays. It was an idea once. Amazon was an idea. Every small and large business, everything, it originates from an idea. So you need to have an idea and you need to be very clear about it, right? That is the first step. And the second thing is vision. Now vision is very important. Vision, basically, in simple words, it tells you what you ultimately want to achieve, right? What is going to be the final shape or the final picture of your business or whatever idea you have, right? For example, Google. Now the vision of Google is the availability of all the information to everyone around the globe free of cost. Now this is the ultimate vision of Google. Now it has not yet been achieved because there is a lot of content which is not available free of cost. There is a lot of content which is not available to everyone. There are a lot of people who are unable to access Google or all the information on it. So the vision has not yet been achieved, but this is what they have vision, and this is what they ultimately want to do, right? So vision and idea, these are two very important things and they need to be cleared out first. The next thing is, where is the money? Obviously, we all know that the ultimate purpose of any business is to collect profit. Maybe there are certain non-profit organizations by the name of it, but ultimately they also earn some profit from their non-profit activities, obviously. So where is the money? How you are actually going to collect money? It takes us again back to the revenue models. Here we need to be very clear about our revenue model. Where is the money and how we are actually going to get it? Maybe you are creating a website. There will be some content on it. So how you are actually going to collect money through it? You might ask consumers to get subscriptions, or maybe if you have some sales websites, or maybe a transaction broker company, or maybe a portal or anything. So you need to determine what type of revenue model you need to pick. Subscription revenue model, or advertising revenue model, or many other models there are. We have already discussed them, right? So after determining what is going to be our revenue model, then you need to go towards who and where is your target audience. Now this is something very important. As we already know that every product is not for everyone, right? Every product has its specific target audience. There can be many examples. For example, we have these different clothing brands in our country, in Pakistan, Varda Prints and Sapphire and brands like these. Now these brands are mostly catering needs of the female population of our country, right? So the target audience of these brands are the female population of our country. Now all the boys of your class, we are not the direct target audience of these brands, right? So same goes in online cases. whatever product or service is being offered online, it has certain target audience for every product, for every brand, and the company, or you in this case as a company, you need to determine, number one, who is your target audience, and number two, where you are actually going to find it. For example, you have a certain product which is more relevant to the teenagers nowadays, maybe some sneakers, or maybe some current fashion related stuff which the teenagers would be using nowadays. So if you are offering such type of product or maybe a service, where you are actually going to find your teenagers nowadays, maybe on things like Instagram, or maybe Snapchat, or TikTok, or things like that. So if you want to target these type of customers, you can go to these avenues, right? But for example, you are trying to target audience of maybe 50 or 60 years of age, so you will most probably, in most cases, you will not find them on Snapchat or maybe Instagram or TikTok or these type of things, right? So this would be a mismatch. For example, you are trying to target the teenagers and you are giving your ads or maybe other promotional content on some newspaper websites or these type of things. So this would always be also be a mismatch. So what you need to do, you need to determine, you need to find out where you are going to find your audience which you want to target, right? The next important thing is characterizing the marketplace. Now, before entering into the market, you need to know everything about your market, right? Whether it is in a decline phase, or maybe it is booming right now. What is the size of your market? What are what is the purchasing power of people in this market, and all the detail about the market you need to have it before entering into the market. Maybe you are having a great idea and the best entrepreneurial skills, but the market is in a heavy decline and you enter into that market, so it is very much probable that you will not succeed. But on the other hand, if you have an ordinary idea and maybe ordinary skills of business, but the market overall is actually on a boom, so there is a chance that you will also end up successful in that. So before entering into a market, we need to characterize it, we need to know everything about it. The next thing is, where is the content coming from? Obviously, when you are setting up an e-commerce presence, a website or an app or anything, there will be some content in it. Now, where will that content be coming from? This is also we need to predetermine, we need to prearrange. It won't be an ideal situation if you create an e-commerce presence and after that you start worrying about where is the content going to come from. So it would definitely create a mess and probably result into failure, right? So before setting up, you need to figure out where is the content going to come from, right? The next thing which we need to do is to know yourself. That is very important. Conducting a SWOT analysis, right? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, we know very well about them, but in this case let's take a few examples. Strengths, what can be the strengths of your e-commerce presence of your business? The first strength can possibly be current sites do not address the market needs. Maybe the already existing sites are not addressing certain market need which you can. So this is a strength of yours, right? A unique approach is a strength. Maybe you are providing easy navigation to your customers. This is a strength. Better personalization is a strength. Customer base growing is a strength, right? Let's talk about weaknesses. What can be the possible weaknesses? Limited financial resources, yes. No prior online experience, no existing user base, no media attention, no web design expertise, no computer background. All these things can act as weaknesses. Threats. Approach could be copied by competitors. Obviously, it is always a threat in every business that your approach or your idea will be copied by the competitor. Advertisers may not want to try a new site, right? Advertisers may not want to try a new site. You are a new site. Advertisers may not want to try your site. So advertising may be your revenue model. So if advertisers are not willing to try your site, then it is a threat. A rapid pace of technological development, low market entry costs. Low market entry costs means that you can get loads of competitors anytime. So these are all threats. Then we have opportunities, ability to address large market with unmet needs. It is an opportunity. Potential to capture significant share of the market. This is also an opportunity. Potential to develop related sites, right? When you have a certain site, but there is a potential in the market, and you have the ability to do it, to create websites more related to your own site. In this case, you would be able to grab even a bigger market. So these are opportunities. So these strength, weakness, opportunities and threats, we need to see them and we need to plan according to them, right? If we have certain weaknesses, we must try to overshadow them with our strengths. If we have certain threats, we must try to overshadow them with our opportunities, or likewise, or vice versa. So SWOT analysis is very important before you get into it. The next is developing an e-commerce presence map. You need to have a map. What is meant by a map? The diagram will clear it up. The first thing, what type of presence we want. We want a website or an email, social media or offline media. Now inside of websites, we can use different platforms, a traditional website, a mobile website or a tablet website. In case of emails, we have internal lists or purchase lists of email IDs through which we can communicate with potential customers. In social media, we have Twitter, Facebook, blogs, Instagram, LinkedIn and many more. Offline media might be print, TV, radio, right? So this is an overall map. Activities are also listed on the right side. On the website, you may be giving search capabilities, display offers, affiliates, sponsorships. On email, you might be providing newsletters, updates, sales information. Social media activities are conversation, engagement, sharing, advice. Offline media, education, exposure, branding. So this is a map. We need to develop this map. We need to determine that if we are going with a website, should it be a mobile website or a traditional website or a tablet websites, and inside that website what we are going to do. Maybe we are giving on search capabilities, or maybe we are displaying certain products, or maybe we are acting as an affiliate, or maybe we are trying to hire affiliates for us, right? So this is an e-commerce map, and before getting into it, we should determine what we are actually trying to do. Now the last and the important question is, how much will it cost? Establishing an e-commerce presence, how much will it cost, right? So in front of you, you can see this pie chart. Obviously there can be little ups and downs, but usually on average this is a cost division of creating an e-commerce presence, right? Content development will take 30% of your budget. Design will take 50%, hosting that will take 5%, telecommunication 5%, software 5%, hardware 5%, and marketing 35%. So this is a cost breakdown of how much an e-commerce presence will actually cost you. This is not an absolute diagram. Obviously, these numbers are flexible. They can go up and down. But this is an average cost breakup of establishing an e-commerce presence. That was it for today. I hope to have a good question answer session in our live class. Quote of the day is in front of you. Read it, implement it in your lives, and understand it. Have a good day. Thank you.